אשרי הויש, אשר לא יולק בעצס השויים, ובדרך הטועים לא יעמוד, ומשב ליצים לא ישוב. לא יוקד שוסטו על פלגים מורים, אשר פריון ייתן בעיתוי, ועולה יולו היבויר בכל אשר יעשה יצביח. על כן לא יקומו רשעים במשפט, וחטאים בעדת צדיקים.
שמואל לדוד אדוני מיגוב עליך משכן בהר קודשך. וכל השנה לשרי רע וכיפה לנשא הקרובה.
מי זה ואינו ואינו וצילה אדוני יכבד נשבע לו
כספו לנשא בנשק ושחל אנוכי לא לקח עשה אלה לימות לילה.
Van David, Charmeniel, qui Fassisiva, Aishe, Mashe, Baretzaima, Vadirei, Kochepsiva. Noi menaschel ki b'chaisi, ata taynich karali. Was Adonai asher yatzani, af levi's yisroni chil yoysa. Vein somach libi v'yagel kivaydi, af bisari yishkai naveta. Yeini yarech chayim soivas machos es ponecha nimois v'yamin chanetzach.
Lena Moshe ish Elohim Adonai ma'oin atayis v'yisrael tetlanu b'dan v'dan. Moshe ben Shatako temen shuva b'nei Oza. Ramtom shana yu b'bakir k'chofir Yichodini ba'afecha v'chamatcha nimhonu. Yichoyu meini ponech ponu be'eversecha k'tili niftanini k'mayhege.
אש אינו איש כחוצים יומוב, כי ציץ הסודה כן יוציץ, כי רוח עוברו בוי בינינו, ולא יכירנו עוד מקומוי. וחסד אדוני מעולם ועד עולם על יראו בצדקתו לבני בונים. יהיו חוכמו ישכילו זויס, יובינו לך ויסום, כי לא במויסו ייקח הכויל, וירד אחו כבודוי. שמור תומרי יושו כאחריס וישולוים. וידע אדוני נבש עבודו ולא יש מכל אחריסים בוי. מה יוקו חז דחול להם בני אדום בצל כנופך יחסויון. ירביון בידשם ויסחו ונחל אדוני פרסשקים. יובוי שולוים, ינוחו על משכבי סום. Hoi leeg negooi gooi. Dat was Susha.
Yeshe b'sesilion b'seshadai yisanon. Kivu yatzal yatzil kamipach yokush mideba hava. Sino mipach ad laila mechetz yof yoma. Kol mitzi koleba meneka leka leigash. Yatzu Adonai maksil yon samta menecha. חביצה ולא כלשמו כבכל דרכיך. שחר ואופסין תדרוך תימס בפי בשרי. יקראיני בעיני ומלנוק
The Hebrew inscription reads, Hoi Nitman, here lies Bali, my husband, Ve'ovinu, Hayoko, our dear father, Reb David Shimon, Reb Avrom Halevi. Nifter Chof Aleph Tishri Tov Shin Ayin Vov, passed away on the 21st of the month of Tishri, 5776. May his soul be bound up in eternal life. English, David, 6th August, born 6th August 1946, 4th October 2015. Always remembered by his loving wife, children, grandchildren, brothers, family and friends. And the motive at the bottom is Havei Mekabelas Kol Odom Besever Ponim Yofus. Receive every person with a happy countenance. And the horizontal slab reads, Vayhi David L'chol Dorochov Maskil Vashem Imoy. Taken out of the book of Samuel, and it says, and David was successful in all his ways, referring to King David. David was successful in all his ways, and Hashem was with him. Lived with passion and truth, dedicated himself, and raised his family to follow in Hashem's ways, brightened the lives of all he met. I can see a lot of thought has gone into what's been inscribed here. It's not just praises. These are particular things which are apt and fit so beautifully and so correctly to the David we knew. For Shelley, for the children, for the Geffens, for the entire family, for the community, for the neighbors, all of us. It's been on the surface, it would seem to have been an annus horribilis, if that's the right way of putting it. A very difficult year. Certainly for Shelley and the kids to lose a father and then a husband or a grandfather and then a father and this sort of thing. But first, it's a mistake to think like that because, number one, it wasn't in the same year. It wasn't in the same year. It's the same 12 months. But it's not in the same year, in calendar year. One was 5,775, 1,576. That's the year. That is the dividing line. So it's two different years. But even though it's certainly very close, it doesn't take away from the pain. But besides that, we want to try to understand, even though we don't understand, that we don't look at it like the goyim or like or like people who don't look from a Torah perspective. This unveiling, and I think the other as well, was planned originally for Tanis Esther. That's what I was asked. I was asked we wanted to do Tanis Esther. For whatever reason, obviously, Bahashgocha, it was not done. I'm personally grateful because to come here when you're all fasting and in such heat and so on, it's better to do it not on the fast. But we weren't planning it. That was the time when it was convenient for all the family members, and because of not being sure whether the stone would be ready, so it was put off to this week. Tanis Esther, how were the Jews? The Jews were standing in a situation, that's why it's called Tanis Esther. The Jews were standing in a situation of desperation, where it looked like bleak beyond any, there was no hope, no light at the end of the tunnel or anything like that. And indeed it says that Mordechai went to the gates of where Esther was, the gates of Achashverosh, and said, and it says that he wore sackcloth, he was in mourning for the situation. It looked like there was a final solution, end of the Jewish people, period. And he says, Vayizak ze'okor gedoylo umoro. He cried out bitterly loudly. And that's how he cried out. The rabbis pick on these words, the Oko Gedola or Mora, and says, we find this somewhere else. We find this elsewhere. We find this when Yaakov took away or got the brachas, got the blessings from his father Yitzchak, and Esau discovered it, and he found out that the brachas were now no more going to be given to him, and they were taken by, in his eyes, they were taken unfairly by his brother Yaakov. It says there also, Esau gave a great cry. Vayizak ze'oko gedola umoro ad ma'oid. He cried the same words. He cried very, very strongly and very bitterly and very loudly. And the rabbis say that that was a cry from Esau. And because of that, you caused your mother to cry, even though it was justly, even though your mother told you, and even her, that we were destined to cry at the time of Mordechai, the time of Purim, and that we were destined to cry. That's the link between the two verses. My son in America pointed out to me a question, and he said to me, how comes when Esau cries, it says ad ma'oid, extremely so, carries on. By Mordechai it just says vayizak ze'oko gedola umoro, doesn't say ad ma'oid, extremely so, right till the end, ad ma'oid. And we were discussing it and talking about it, and he wanted to suggest, and I think it's got a relevance here, he wanted to suggest the difference is the difference between a goy and a yid. When a goy has mishaps, when a goy things don't go right, when a person is totally, Hashem doesn't come into his vision, and Hashem is not part of his life, then when things are wrong, and then it looks like it's so bleak that it is actually the depth of bleakness where there is no way out. So it goes ad ma'oid. This is the ultimate and finish. There's nothing more to be discussed. And he has lost faith, he hasn't got the faith in the first place, if he doesn't have the faith in the first place, so he doesn't have. Mordechai was a Torah Yid. He was a manik, he was a leader, he was so on, everything full of faith. His whole approach to this whole story was with emunah, with faith. And that's what Purim taught us. So it was bitter, it was terribly bitter. Nowhere to escape, nowhere to run. Jews are vilified, Jews are persecuted. What's different today? There's nothing, there's no hope, there's no chance. You can't go to Europe, you can't go to this country, you can't go to everywhere. There's no refuge whatsoever. And Mordechai was certainly in such a situation. But it doesn't say ad ma'oid, it doesn't say that it was beyond anything. It doesn't say that it was eternally like that. He knew that Hashem has got his plan. It looks terrible, and it looks like there's no future. It looks like our whole life has been torn asunder, and there's never going to be a recovery. A Yid knows there is going to be a recovery. There is. He's got faith. As David HaMelech says, wherever I am, I have faith in the depth of the abyss. And we've had to live there by this so many times. And so to this generation, last generation, all the millennia. And this is perhaps a message, I think, which we have to impart. It's been very hard. Such a man with such a lot of passion, as it says here, and was so much alive in the community, so much alive in the family, so much alive wherever he was, that sometimes we have to pinch ourselves to think, still very early days, but certainly it seems to us that he was taken away too early. That's in our opinion, too early. And I have to say at this point, when I think about David, how the first part of his life, I would say perhaps roughly, maybe it's out by a bit, but I would roughly say the first half of his life, one section. Then when he had his epiphany, and he was very successful of it. He was successful intellectually, gone through all the right schools, had the best education, graduated in Harvard, got his degrees there, and joined a successful business and was part of founded a successful business, or was very much integral to it. And he was going that route, which and physically, materially, materialistically, and family-wise, and everything else, he was doing what is a dream, maybe the dream of so many South Africans, especially Cape Townians, where they have the beach and the sun and the surf and so on. That is part of the dream, which so many people in Joburg would like. And suddenly he started to have questions. Suddenly he started to investigate, and he searched, and he carried on searching. And whenever he met somebody, and whenever he came across, and gradually, what drove him was, as it's written here, live with passion and truth. It says, V'yodata hayoim. It says in the Oleinu prayer, V'yodata hayoim, you will know today intellectually. But that's not enough. So many people know intellectually there's a God. So many people know they're going to have to account for their lives. But it's something which we shelve. we shelve and we carry on with what we're doing, we carry on with our lives, we can still live with it. Yes, intellectually, I know. It says, you've got to bring it home emotionally to your heart. It's got to become part of your life, part of your activities. That's what David showed. David, with tremendous heroism, to go against the tide, like Avraham Avinu, go against the tide, and his partners in the business, they didn't know what was going on. Shabbos was all of a sudden not a guy, Yom Tov was not a thing, and other things, Shurim were important to him, and other things were important. Money wasn't the same sort, didn't have the same sort, important, but not the same sort of goal which you have to chase and go on without looking right or left. And he found these things bothered him, till he searched and grew till the last day. He was always growing. There wasn't many lectures or shiurim which I gave where he was attending, or droshes and so on, where he wouldn't come to me either with a support or with a question or with an idea which maybe could contribute, could add to it, or something like that, or contradiction, whatever it was, some comment which obviously he had with his knowledge already which he had acquired, he felt he could contribute. So it's something which we know that he's in a better place. We know that he suffered a lot in the last few years from various ailments, and he's now in a better place. The Rambam says to us in his famous letter that even though for us it's very hard when somebody leaves before it would seem to be his 10, but nevertheless David, the Rambam says, Ashrei Mishakolo Yomo B'Mehero. Fortunate is the person for him that he finishes his task in this world quickly. What do we want to hang around in this world for? And even though for us it seems to us, and we've got to do everything to keep a guy alive and so on, nevertheless, if the Rebbe Shem does take him away, then that guy is actually fortunate, because he's now sitting in a place, getting the rewards of his life, of his sacrifice which he made, which we have no idea how much of his nature he had to discipline and conquer. So this is something which is a legacy certainly for the mourners. And also a moedige Gezach that in this year he's also been blessed, and I hear now it's with two. He's been blessed with 2 grandchildren in the short time, that only in the 6 months that he passed away. And today itself, on the day of the Akomas Matzeva, maybe that's why the Matzeva was pushed off from Tanis Esther. That on the day that we're talking about him, he's blessed with the next generation, another child of the next generation, another grandchild. It's Yisrael. It's Hashem. It says, Noidel ben Zocha, when a male is born into the family of the mourners, Nisrape kol hamishpocha kulo, the entire family gets healed and gets comforted. It seems a special thing, a child, a bris, a zochor, and a continuation of the name. So we see already that even though it looked so bleak, Baruch Hashem, there's continuity. Each and every one of the mourners, certainly his widow, Shelley, who has tried so hard to keep the family together, and the boys and the girls who have also followed suit, must do this, I know, because that is what they would have wanted, to see the family tying and keeping the bonds together. Those who are here should make an effort here. Those who are separated by the oceans and the seas must make efforts through the technologies today, so many different ways. This is where communication can come in, and keep the Geffen family as David would have wanted. And this will be a tremendous source of nachas to him in Olam Emes, and will continue the legacy which he fought so hard to have the children and the family and continuity, who are servants of Hashem and continuing in the way which he blazed to. He is Zichrei Baruch, may his memory be a blessing. Page 10. Onwardini melech morach mi mele ru kaisu khobosa shebi khonat ze khaim yam isim uno kabim bkhal dora godel is nishmaz David Shimon ben Avraham shnes ben Amoy kus bekham ben lot slach bekhal khot shop yo in tani bobot shi yas te be yechto khil rit kosia shos of is novi te prosil fonob ono as dir es nicht mo so betil genob be khoide yo khan fe das mo schon von mit von etzach dieser spiel mir habt über toll als den komischen kosu mo habt du pasche zu fahren zu der bald noch ist bo negit mir do ono adi no yo für die schule im khabijat so zum schauen ich nur Unveiling as came am sim je mit nom die können Sachen wenn wir ist bekannt in Marokin kein blibom die was war so laut leben soll wo sie hier eigentlich zum Sholoi moment die ich schon immer nach am Marokin und hier nach hem וירושלים תנחמו לא יבוא את שישי ורכב לא יוסף ידינו ילוך לא ירלום משומעים יבליך בילה מורס לא נצח מנוחה אדוני אלוהים דמו מעל כל פונים, וחרפת עמו יוסי מעל כל אורץ, כי אדוני דיבר. Amen. Amen. אל מולד החמים, שליחים הבריאים, המצי מנוחו נכונו, גם בהשכינו, דמלכוס קדושים וטהורים כזרקים מזהירים. אז נשמס דוד שמעון בן אברהם, שולח ללומו בוי. Babu she ishte u bono u noiso bli noidim doko beadas koras nishmoso voi biganeden te heimnu khosoi lo geen balorachamim jas die heuben die zich nog op de lomim bitzroer bizrachayim es nishmoso adinoi hunat losoi Ruach amish kavay v'shalom v'nimar. Amen.
For those wishing to honor and perpetuate the memory of the late David Geffen can do so at the office of the Chevra Kadisha on your way out. All tzedakah collected in his merit will be used by the Chevra Kadisha for the less fortunate in our community. I'd like to wish the family a good and long life. Thank you, rabbis, for officiating. And I have the book to read.